Michigan Magazine is kept on the road by our many Michigan friends. Thunder Bay Resort, a destination for all seasons with special events and packages. Thunder Bay Resort in Hillman. Cops and Donuts Bakery, downtown Clare, a winning combination. Cops and Donuts.
Program support provided by Thunder Bay Resort, offering a winter getaway where sleigh bells echo through dense hardwood forests. Guests can experience a search for the majestic and elusive elk viewed from horse-drawn sleighs, then return to a welcomed fire, gourmet dinner, and tales of the day shared over a glass of wine from nearby Stony Acres Winery. USA Today calls the sleigh ride at Thunder Bay Resort one of 10 great places to ride into a Currier and Ives, located in Hillman on Michigan's Sunrise Side.
Last week in Michigan Magazine, we brought you highlights of the Jackson Civil War muster, the largest reenactment in the Midwest in Jackson, Michigan. Today, we return to bring you the social side of that era as we explore the food and social gatherings of the 1860s in side events held at the Jackson Cascades Park reenactment. But first, we head to Hamburg, Michigan, and Bennett's Beavers, a nonprofit woodworking group crafting toys for children's hospitals in Michigan. Plus, stay tuned for today's phrase of the week on this week's Michigan Magazine. Experience the beauty, artistry, and taste of Northern Michigan. Come to Amish Country Natural Products on Mount Tom Road, north of Mile, just off M33. From arts and crafts to fresh foods and vegetables, all natural, all local, all good. Stop by and get acquainted with Amish Country Natural Products, 1454 North Mount Tom Road, Mile. The Michigan-made rebounding mailbox pull. Never again worry about the winter snowplow taking out your mailbox with this ingenious rebounding pull. Your mailbox takes a hit and keeps coming back year after year. Call now or visit their website, toughmailboxes.com.
Today we are in beautiful Hamburg, Michigan. I believe that's where we're at, right?
Yeah,
next to Ann Arbor, not far from Ann Arbor.
Right. About 10 miles.
Okay, and I'm talking with Jim Bennett. And Jim Bennett is a gentleman who has done a lot with wood. And what he does with it is amazing because he helps a lot of children. Jim Bennett, it's nice to meet you for the first time.
My pleasure.
And we're going to get right into the story here. And if you would, we're in your garage out here. And this is where you do your work.
Correct.
You got a workshop here. Mm-hmm. You work with all kinds of, mostly pine, right?
Well, we have pine and aspen and plywood.
Yeah.
We use.
Okay.
Actually, we use everything we can get our hands on. That's about what it amounts to. You know,
anything out there the folks have got they want to donate, they can do it.
Yeah, as long as it's good, you know, both sides.
Yeah.
We can utilize it.
Yeah.
The kids don't get splinters from it.
We're here to find out more about what Jim does with this wood and these toys or figurines or whatever you call it.
We call them toys.
And so, Jim, tell us about what is your organization called to start with?
Well, it now has the name of Bennett's Beavers. I started it some 11 years ago, making just stuff just for one playroom. And my sister got me involved to help out down there at Mott Hospital. And it's grown from there to now we do 5 hospitals and pretty wide range of area. Mott Hospital at U of M, St. Joe Hospital in Ann Arbor, DeVos Hospital in Grand Rapids, St. Jude's in Memphis, Tennessee, and recently Cincinnati Children's Hospital.
Wow.
And we make probably 12,000 of these a year. And I say we because there are 9 of us that do this. We meet once a week, and we work all day, and we make, like I say, thousands of these annually.
So what drawed your interest to doing this, I mean, making the cutouts, but how did you, it was made for what was the purpose to start with? Your sister said something about?
Well, my sister went to work at the hospital after she retired as a baby hugger, they call it.
No, we're talking a Mott Hospital?
Mott Hospital in Ann Arbor.
What do they do there at Mott Hospital in Ann Arbor? What is the primary? Is it the children's hospital?
Mott is strictly children's.
Strictly for the folks out there who don't know.
Yeah, Mott Hospital is the children's division of University of Michigan Hospital.
Okay, and these patients are what type of patients?
Oh, they come from all over the world, actually. Where we got involved is my sister like I said, was a baby hugger, and she met a lady by the name of Ann Mindy, who was a child light therapist. And she was going out and buying things like that out of her own pocket for the children to paint.
These little wood
Little wooden
figurines.
objects, anything, you know, for the kids to
Yeah.
paint. And my sister called me and asked me could I make some for her, because I've always, you know, enjoyed woodworking.
Yeah.
And I said, well, sure. She said, well, make me some cars. So I made her some, you know, little cars with wheels on it that rolled and so on. And the next week she called and she said, well, can you make me some more? And I said, you know, I was only home weekends at that time. I was on the road as a salesman. And so at any rate, it was funny. So every weekend I'd make her 2 or 3 paper bags full, and she'd pick them up. And it went from there. I met other gentlemen that got
So where
involved with
were
us,
they going? She was taking them to the hospital?
taking them all down to Mount Hospital.
Okay, and what were they doing with them down there?
Well, they have playrooms, and they have tables like this, and the kids come in
And play with them?
and play with them, paint them, and then...
Okay, now that's what I was going to get into, the painting end of it. That'd be kind of a messy situation
It
for,
is.
for kids to get into.
They put on a
but-
gown and they
Yeah.
have paint all over, and that's just part of the program.
But they really enjoy it. You really
it's-
see their eyes light up when they get into it,
True.
probably.
But, you know, I get letters from the hospital. I get letters from some of the patients' mothers and so on. And they say it's great therapy because it's one time they're not getting punched with a needle and
Right.
you
Right.
know, so on. So we make a lot of other things there too. Like one of our guys, Larry Rowland, has made several of these, one for each playroom for the kids. And then we've made what they call costume castles. They're about 4 feet long, and it's designed for, there's shelves in there, you know, for kids for makeup clothes.
Right,
You know, they can dress
right.
up, and has mirrors in there. And
So you make all that kind of...
yeah, we've made several of those for Mott.
So, but then the material, I mean, she'd come back and ask for more, or was she bringing you the wood in to cut?
No, I was begging. I was out begging.
He was out begging for wood so you could make these
Yes.
objects, or these sailboats or whatever.
A good friend of mine, Dayton Callahan, works in construction, building homes, and he'd bring me pieces of ends off, and he'd lug over anything that they were throwing away, and so I used that for a long time. And Bob Weymouth, when he joined our group, got tied up with Exhibit Works in Livonia, and they gave us cut-ins, you know, of plywood.
Right.
And then there was an article in the paper about us, and then Doors and Drawers, who my wife used to work for, they make cabinets and, you know. And they called and said, well, we have a lot of cut-ins. So we got those. And
No, these were given to you.
all given to us,
Yeah,
all donated.
all they needed.
And then recently, in the last 2 years, Tom Ray called us about some people, one being Cy Yoder up in Cummins, Michigan.
Well, that was our connection.
He connected with Cy, and he gives us anything we need, and it's just a great thing. Then he also connected us with Hillman Lumber in Hillman, Michigan, and they also donate aspen wood. That's this kind of wood.
Okay.
And that obviously is pine, and that's plywood. So that's what we got.
Okay.
You know, the different kinds of wood.
So how is it holding up? I mean,
Wonderful.
are you meeting the demands of the
Yes.
hospitals?
Yes, we are.
you are.
Yes, we are. We can have as much as we want from Cy. He said, whatever you need, come and get.
Yeah.
And so, fortunately, we're able to get all the wood we need nowadays. You know, there was times when, like I say, I was begging constantly.
Tell us about your organization. It is a nonprofit organization. It's a 501(c)(3).
Correct.
So you would take donations of any sort for this cause.
Correct.
That you folks are doing.
And it is tax deductible.
Certainly.
Correct.
Now, we're here at an unfortunate time, but then again, a fortunate time we can talk without machinery running and so on. But yet and all, on Tuesdays, there's about 9 of you gentlemen that get together.
Correct.
And you all play an equal part in this nonprofit Bennett Beavers organization.
Correct.
For this worthy cause to produce these these toys for children. And what is it you get in return?
an awful lot of thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and some of the letters we get, it's
Yeah.
amazing. It's well worth it, believe me.
Yeah.
You see some of these kids.
Yeah.
We go down, including our wives, and help at Mott for their Christmas parties.
Uh-huh.
And there's kids painting stuff all over, and there's other things going on in Santa Claus, and we get firsthand a look at what
Yeah.
what kind of shape some of them are in, and the joy they have.
Yeah.
You give them a Santa Claus to paint, or
Yeah.
a two-piece tree or whatever, and it's gratifying.
What are the names of some of these gentlemen, Jim,
right.
that are in this organization that you have? You guys have got. So it's a nonprofit. So you've got a secretary, president, and
Correct.
treasurer, and so on, right?
Correct. Mhm.
Okay.
Noel Cook, Jerry Fisher, Bill Grove, Bob Hartwig, Tom Hendricks, Dave Nealon, Walt Mailer, Bill Pitts, Larry Rowland, and Bob Weymouth. Them are all people that equally work on our group. My wife acts as secretary, and we have a gal that does our treasure, and that's Dolores Haw.
Uh-huh.
And Dolores and Jack Haw run a golf outing for us annually,
Oh, great.
and that's our biggest moneymaker. We have whole sponsors. We go out and solicit, whole sponsors, and we advertise, throughout the golf
Right.
outing, and that's our biggest fundraiser to buy. That's used to buy equipment, saw blades, saws,
right.
whatever. Well, we started 11 years ago.
Has there been a dark moment or for you, or has there been?
Yeah, when we were begging for wood.
Now you got wood coming out your ears.
Yes, we do.
Where is it that you would like to see this go, Jim? Has it reached its limit now?
I believe, and I don't know if this can happen or not, but I believe that if this is known more, that there'll be other groups that possibly will get the same idea in their community. And there's always wood hobbyists every place.
Yes. Oh, I see
no matter
that,
where
yeah.
you go, there's people that are into
right.
hobbying, and I think that there are communities, that there are people that would do this. There's a lot of sick children all over.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
if it could go in that direction and we could be any help. But I think we could do a few more hospitals from here with those other people I'm talking about.
It has been a pleasure for this guy to come down and talk
My
to you, meet
pleasure.
with you, and keep up the great work. And I know that the children, you're lightening their lives up a lot.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Michigan Magazine is being brought to you in part by Your Northern experience is never complete without a stop at the historic Ma Dieters of Luzerne. Enjoy the ambiance inside or outside on the huge patio area. Order from the complete menu with entrees served hot, fresh, and good. Come experience Ma Dieters in the heart of God's country, Luzerne, Michigan. Hale Hardware, your do-it-center in Hale, Michigan. Much more than a regular hardware store, providing everything you need for whatever your project is, along with a knowledgeable sales staff to get her done. Serving Northern Michigan since 1946. Hale Hardware, south of M65 at Ainsley in Hale. Luzerne Express Campground is the premier campground with everything to make your northern adventure complete. Modern and rustic campsites, equestrian campers welcome, a huge market with bakery and deli. Nearby RV, hiking, and horse trails, along with a complete canoe, raft, and kayak rental. Visit us online, then call for more information and reserve your spot today. Jackie Truitt, a Michigan Magazine writer and an avid Civil War reenactment enthusiast, likes to get her children involved totally in this experience. They spend countless hours studying the Civil War. Her children's studies include actual growing through the year foods that one would have found as staples of the 1860s, then actually preparing items of the period. Dell visited with Jackie at the encampment to discuss the diet of the day.
Basically what it is, during the families during the Civil War didn't have a grocery store to go to. So they ate out of what they raised. Usually it was vegetables.
Ah, we have vegetables.
You ate a lot of vegetables. Bread products was the next big ones.
This is what? A turnip?
This is a beet.
Ah.
They ate the beet greens, which is a little wilted now in the sun, and the beets. Cabbage was a very, very good, healthy thing. They ate cabbage. There was always plenty of carrots and potatoes.
Good for the eyesight?
Good for lots of things.
Yes. Onions.
Onions,
Love
leeks.
it.
You had lots of produce that you tried to preserve. The other thing was bread products. Oftentimes in the biscuits were made out of sour milk. Sour milk, who wants to drink that? But they didn't let it go to waste.
Yeah.
So they would make sour milk biscuits.
Now,
Here's some dough ready.
Yeah. Okay.
There's the biscuit.
And there's the biscuit. But all we need is a little bit of butter and jam and gel and
They would have honey, homemade honey. Well, maple syrup wouldn't go on the biscuits, but they'd have homemade jellies would be available. They had a lot of bread products. And they did have sweets. Donuts were common. Pie crust cookies. When you made the squirrel pie, you had a little dough left over. There was the kids' treat. A little bit of cinnamon. If they had apples around, and apples is a common fruit, they oftentimes would chop that up. You think apple fritters are modern, but they would chop it up and put it in the dough way back.
Yeah.
This is sourdough bread. Sourdough is an old timer.
Back then, they didn't have the modern things of today, and so I believe probably that did make a stronger family tie.
They probably had a lot of fun though, because they would get together and bake, and they had the smells in the kitchen, you know, they just had a lot of fun.
We're talking with Bev Nichols, and Bev Nichols is the director of the ladies' social events that's happening here. Is that correct, Bev?
Yes.
And what we have right here before us is what?
Well, basically the ladies have attended a lovely little program on period jewelry and hair fashions to better educate themselves on the proper jewelry styles and what they wore, and also how to properly dress their hair in a style familiar with the 1860s. Right now they're making nosegays. It's just a little token of appreciation to the ladies for attending our event, and they can take them to the ball this evening later on tonight, so it'll be real nice.
What other things have been taking place here? This is a social event for the ladies to get together and to talk about things that have been happening and so on.
Right. It's a great opportunity. This is kind of an end of the year wrap-up, so to speak. We've been reenacting since May, June, most of us, and we do this throughout the summer, so being the end of the summer, this event is a real nice kind of end-of-season finale. There are still some other wonderful events going on, but they start to thin out during the cold weather months.
Most of the people who attend this are active in this. Do they make their own clothing?
Yeah, most of the women do. You've probably noticed in the sutler area, a lot of the sutlers are selling things. A lot of the ladies do sew, and very well. I have to admire a lot of them. Some of them are completely handmade. I know one of our ladies completely hand makes her whole outfits. It's just fantastic what she does.
And it looks like you got a big crowd this year. Is it bigger than it was last year?
Yeah, actually it was funny. Early today we ran out of registration forms for the reenactors, and we had 1,500 printed, so there are probably close to 1,600, which was our registration, which is just phenomenal.
And it just keeps growing year after year.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And a lot of it is the park and the Jackson community. We're just thrilled.
What a wonderful day Michigan Magazine had at the Cascade Civil War muster. We went away that day looking forward to next year's reenactment with a deeper understanding of Michigan's involvement in the Civil War. Well, as we all know, the North and South were eventually reunited, and such was the case at the Jackson reenactment. For the evening anyway, the camps joined forces for a period military ball. With this, we leave you with the music and style of a period forever gone in American and Michigan history, which will continue to live on in our memories, thanks to the wonderful efforts of the reenactors. Something special's cooking, hot and delicious. Indulge yourself at Morning at Maggie's in Bay City. Omelets, frittatas, hotcakes, and more. Make every day special with a stop at Morning at Maggie's for breakfast or lunch on Saginaw in Bay City.
Vacation. Don't make the planning of it more than what you're trying to get away from. At northernmichigancabinrentals.com, you can choose from over 2,500 cabins, cottages, lodges, resorts, lakefront vacation home rentals, and more. Whatever experience you're looking for, from rustic to luxury and everything in between. No more rustling with telephone books. No more endless internet searches. Just one site with over 2,500 Northern Michigan destinations. northernmichigancabinrentals.com.
This week's phrase of the day is Happy Fat Tuesday. Here's the address, you know what to do. Until next time, have a great week. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you on the next edition of Michigan Magazine. We'd like to thank all those that help keep Michigan Magazine on the road. Thunder Bay Resort, a destination for all seasons with special events and packages. Thunder Bay Resort in Hillman. Rose Valley Winery on Beechwood Road in Rose City. See what thousands are raving about, creating a delicious variety of award-winning Michigan wines. Stop by and taste for yourself. The taste of Michigan is yours at Rose Valley Winery. Clemix Sales and Service on Mapes Road, west of Mile, your complete recreational vehicle sales and service connection. Visit their beautiful showroom of new and pre-owned ATVs, lawnmowers, power equipment, snowmobiles, utility vehicles, and more. Clemix Sales and Service is also the home of the American-made Victory motorcycle line on display at Clemix on Mapes Road, Mile. Flu season. Be prepared. Get your immunizations now at Rose City Drug, your one-stop pharmacy, home health care, and medical supply outlet, offering a variety of on-site immunizations. Walk-ins are of course welcome. Call now for more information.